Rishi Sunak has issued an apology for returning from D-Day ceremony early. We're going to read into this from Sky News, you guys. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Reganelite here with an article from Sky News with the headline of Rishi Sunak, the Prime Minister, has issued an apology for returning from D-Day ceremony early. The Prime Minister gave a speech in Normandy on Thursday morning, but did not appear at the main ceremony, which 24 other world leaders had attended. Guys, while you're here, make sure you hit the like button and share it across social media so others are notified of this video. Now, D-Day is, without a shadow of doubt, this is a very important event. It's very important for everyone to recognise the sacrifice and the dedication that those gave to their lives on that fatal day. So many lives were lost, and they fought for our freedom. They fought to destroy the German Nazis in World War II. The help of America and freeing France from the clutches of Germany, and to, in the end, bringing peace and prosperity to Europe in doing so, and in doing so, obviously, you just think that if it hadn't had happened, what the world would have been if it wasn't. It's a very important day, and it's very important to recognise that. However, we have a Prime Minister that doesn't care about that. That doesn't care about veterans. Doesn't care about those who made the most difficult sacrifices that they possibly made. That doesn't care about you, the ordinary person. That doesn't care that the world was saved by the cooperation of the Allies and of the USSR, the Soviet Union, in overthrowing the Nazis in Germany in World War II. He doesn't care about any of it. In fact, he doesn't give two about it. And you can tell, because he did not want to be there. There was rumours going around, he has denied the rumours, that Macron was told last week that Sunak did not want to attend, that he wasn't going to attend. Why would the British Prime Minister not want to attend? Because he doesn't care. Doesn't care about you. Doesn't care about the veterans, doesn't care about this country, doesn't care about the people. You've been paying attention to this campaign. You will have seen that Sunak just doesn't care. He's not really putting in effort. He's doing the bare minimum, I would say. Is he really going above and beyond in winning this campaign? Do you think that the team behind him are just taking the mick with some of their antics, some of the places that they're going? No. And he only stayed for half a day. How disrespectful is that? I saw a tweet from someone who had a picture of a video of a 90-year-old woman who has supported the Conservatives all her life. And she said when she heard what the Prime Minister did, she said, I'm never voting Conservative again. That's someone who has voted Conservative all their life, and they're not going to be voting for them. And she said, I'm going to vote Labour because of what that man did. The disrespect that man did to our veterans. And here he is now, after the damage is done, after walking away. In hindsight now, he realises, maybe I shouldn't have done this. I don't even think Boris Johnson would sink as low as this. You know, Boris Johnson can be a buffoon, but I think even he recognises the importance of D-Day. But Sunak, nah, he don't give a damn. I've told you before, he don't care about us guys. He doesn't care. He's just doing this all now. He's just kind of running the clock down, and then when it's all said and done, and this election is, and Labour wins it, or majority, or hung parliament, whatever the outcome is, he's going to be like, right, I'm done. I'm off to America. by, wait, what about the state of the country? I don't care. It's not my problem anymore. That's it. That's the reality. He's only saying sorry because he has to, not because he wants to. Let's be very clear about that. This is the kind of man that is running our country. The kind of man that we never voted for. Rishi Sunak said it is important not to politicise his return from D-Day commercial ceremonies in Normandy early, and denied that he was planning to skip it entirely. Just right there, okay? He says he doesn't want it politicised. You're in a general election campaign. Why would you not? Why? How can it not be politicised? You chose to leave. Whatever you might think of Keir Starmer, regardless of how you feel about Keir Starmer, he was there throughout the whole of it. Throughout the whole of it. Like a real Prime Minister should have been. He was there talking to veterans, talking to leaders. He was there. I saw a picture of him talking to Zelensky. He was there. Where were you? The Prime Minister was heavily criticised for not being part of the 80th anniversary D-Day ceremony on Thursday as he travelled back from France to the UK to record a TV interview set to go out next week. This is a lie. This is an excuse for him to get out of it. He could have recorded this any time. He was last seen giving his speech mid-morning and was noticeably absent from the international ceremony on Omaha Beach at 3:30 p.m. that was billed as being attended by 25 heads of states, veterans and officials. Mr. Sunak apologised on Friday morning on social media and said it was a mistake to have not stayed. Do you know what they honestly should have done? They should have just had Keir Starmer put in that picture. They really should have done. He then urged people not to turn his mishap into a political weapon as he faced attacks from other political parties as the election campaign entered its third week, while a D-Day veteran accuses him of letting the country down. The PM also denied that he had initially planned not to go at all so he could have focused on campaigning. Having participated in all the British events with British veterans, I returned home before the international leaders' events later in the day, he said. On reflection, that was a mistake and I apologise. I think it's important, though, given the enormity of the sacrifice made, that we don't politicise this. The focus should rightly be on the veterans who gave so much. So much so that I buggered off. Before the main event of the ceremony. Asked if he considers skipping the ceremonies entirely, he said, "That's simply not right." The literature for these events was set weeks ago before the general election campaign. Of course, I always scheduled to participate both in Portsmouth and in France. I was proud and privileged to do so. He wrote on social media, "The 80th anniversary of D-Day has been a profound moment to all of the brave men and women who have put their lives on the line to protect our values, our freedom, and our democracy. This anniversary should be about those who made the ultimate sacrifice to our country. The last thing I want is for the ceremonies to be overshadowed by politics. I care deeply about veterans and have been honoured to represent the UK at a number of events in Portsmouth and France over the past 2 days to meet those who fought so bravely." Yes, he cared so much that he buggered off midway. After the conclusion of the British event in Normandy, I returned back to the UK. On reflection, it was a mistake not to stay in France and longer, and I apologise. A number 10 spokesperson tried to defend the indefensible and said the Prime Minister was always scheduled to attend D-Day ceremonies, including the UK's National Commonwealth event in Normandy, and it is incorrect to suggest otherwise. Well, why didn't he stay then? Normandy veterans said Sunak let the country down. D-Day veteran Ken Haig, 98, who was captured as a prisoner of war weeks after the June 6, 1994, told Sky News he let the country down. He's not the representation of how we're trying to wield things together to keep the peace. He said that Mr. Sunak decided to bail out, let them get on with it because I want to stand in this election. I want my seat back. Scottish Conservative leader Douglas Ross said the ceremoniation was a crucial moment in our history and was right that he apologised. Okay, you said that he's apologised, but do you think it was right for him to have done so? Rob Powell, Sky News says, as one pollster put it, this story seems laser guided to cause the most amount of damage to the Conservatives. That's because it gets at existing vulnerabilities in the campaign, such as the accusation that Rishi Sunak is out of touch or the problem with the voters abandoning the Tories in favour of more right-wing Reform Party. It makes you wonder why on earth the Conservative team didn't see this coming. He thinks cleverly, but not politically. It's the same for his advisors, said one former cabinet minister. But with old hands like David Cameron around, it still beggars belief that someone didn't sound the alarm around the political risk of being seen to duck out early from such a high-profile event. The explanation from sources in the Tory campaign is that the iniquity was set weeks before the election was called, and so Rishi Sunak was never due to attend the afternoon event at Omaha Beach. But why? Many would question the judgment of British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak missing a D-Day gathering with international leaders like Joe Biden even when not in an election period. So that leaves Rishi Sunak with a difficult question and a campaign potentially derailed for days with policy messages bottling out. It also leaves Penny Mordaunt in a tricky situation for tonight's seven-way debate, which, by the way, will have already happened by the time you guys watch this. The Commons leader representing Portsmouth, somewhere with a large military presence and as a naval royal reservist herself. After a smooth week or so for Rishi Sunak, this is the biggest bump in his campaign so far. Veterans Affairs Minister Johnny Mercer said the PM leaving early was a major mistake. After speaking to Mr. Sunak this morning, he told The Sun he knows this is a mistake. Obviously, you can imagine how I felt as the Veterans Minister when this happened, he said. I would expect him to have been a bit mad. He also accused the reaction from other politicians as being flunks, outrage, and pretty non-citizen because he said many have done nothing but made life difficult trying to improve veterans' affairs. You guys have done bugger all for veterans. Don't even get me started on that. We have veterans who are homeless. We have veterans who are living in the most inhumane conditions. Don't you dare talking about veterans and trying to improve their lives when you've done bugger all for them. Mr. Mercer later added that this incident did not reflect what he had done for veterans over the many years. Yeah, bugger all. The truth is, no one has done more than him on that, and veterans know that well, he added. Other political parties used the mistake to attack Mr. Sunak, saying that it was a dereliction of duty. Sir Ed Davey, the Liberal Democrat leader, posted on X after Mr. Sunak's policy saying, one of the greatest privileges of the office of Prime Minister is to be there to honour those who served, yet Rishi Sunak abandoned them on the beaches of Normandy. It is a total dereliction of duty and shows why this Conservative government has got to go. Reform UK leader Nigel Farage said D-Day is one of our top ever achievements, and if Mr. Sunak was not prepared to go with the international commemorations, that says a lot about him. He added, I was there because I care. I would say as much more closely connected to the emotions of this country than he is. And sadly, I agree with Nigel Farage. I actually think he's more connected to the British public than Rishi Sunak. That is absolutely true in my opinion. Labour Shadow Minister Jonathan Ashwell said, in choosing to prioritise his own vanity TV appearances over our veterans, Rishi Sunak has shown what's most important to him. It is yet more desperation, yet more chaos, yet more dreadful judgment from this out-of-touch Prime Minister. Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer told Sky News, for me, it was really important to be there for the whole day. That was the only choice I was going to make. The Prime Minister will have to answer for his own choices. Labour's Shadow Defence Secretary John Henning has written to Defence Secretary Graham Sharps requesting answers to question, including when the decision for Mr. Sunak to only attend part of the ceremony was made, whether the TV interview was recorded while D-Day events were ongoing, and if this is true, the French government were initially informed the PM would not attend. SNP Minister Neil Gray also called it a dereliction of duty and told Sky News the PM had ill-served the memory of his grandfather who served on D-Day. I think it's utterly appalling and disgusting, Mr. Gray said. I think the offence that would be caused to the veterans community would be great. For the Prime Minister to think that a TV interview was more important than competing those ceremonies is an appalling lack of judgment. It is a disgusting lack of judgment from the Prime Minister. And once again compounds the message that I said right at the start of this video. He doesn't care about the veterans. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about me. He doesn't care about this country. He doesn't even care about his political party. All he cares about is making money. That's all he cares about. And he has milked a lot of money since he's become Prime Minister. He's milked a lot of money for himself when he first became Chancellor. And when he goes, he's going to keep making money wherever he goes. He does not give a damn about you or me or anybody else. Money is his only thing he cares about. Could not give a damn about us. If he had any shred of decency, he would not have done what he did. Now, I don't know if it's true or not that the French government were told weeks in advance that he was not going to be attending. I don't know. We can speculate all we want about that. One thing I really do know is just, there are bars. There are low bars. But even Liz Truss, even Boris Johnson, I don't think would have done what Rishi Sunak would have done. I really don't think they would. But maybe you guys would disagree with me. What do you guys think? What do you guys make of what he done? Do you think that he really does not care? Do you really think that he's just riding this out now to the end of it so that he can bugger off to America for his own benefit, for him and his wife and kids? Do we really think that's going to be the case? Let me know your thoughts about all this and more in the comment section down below. And if you are a soldier or a veteran or anybody of those experiences, please share them with me and others in the comment section down below. It would be a privilege to read. If you found this video informative, please hit the like button. It'd be greatly appreciated. Share it across social media so others are notified of this video. And subscribe, because it really does help support the channel. And if you want to go one step further, financially support me and the work that I do here, you can do so by becoming a YouTube member for as little as 99p, or join me on Rumble or Patreon for exclusive content on those platforms. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope to catch you all very, very soon.